It's not new. It's not like it's new news. Same time he beat the out of motherfucking what's a little girl named Cassie or whatever. He had an assistant by the name of Capricorn. He felt Capricorn. Cap was keeping this on the low about if she was messing with Cuddy or not. Puffy beat the out that bitch. Not only did he beat the out of her, it was an Interscope person, the Interscope check that paid her to settle or he wouldn't go to jail.
So it looks like Diddy is about to get himself into a whole new mess because he is now threatening to go after Suge Knight after Suge spilled some of Diddy's messiest secrets. Suge had a lot to say about Diddy's current mess with Cassie, and he did not hold back. Well, word on the streets is that Diddy is now threatening to take Suge out for daring to speak against him, and Suge better watch his back because Diddy is not here to play either.
Well, the story that has circulated was that after Tupac got killed, Puffy allegedly gave the money
I heard
to Zip.
Yes.
And Zip was supposed to give the money to Keefe and them.
Yes.
But he never gave the money to him.
But thank God he never gave him the money, right? Think about it. If he gave the money, Puffy will be in prison now, money for hire, a murder for hire. So thank God. If this is a true story, I'm not saying yes or no, but if he would have gave them the money, it'd have been for hire and Puffy would be locked up.
The FBI said it was just Zip.
So the FBI told you the
said he
same
was a
thing.
dirty motherfucker, yeah.
So the FBI told you that Zip kept that money as well.
They said Zip's a dirty motherfucker. Everybody cross you.
Okay, so y'all remember how I said the whole industry seems to be coming after Diddy? Well, it turns out that was very accurate because now Suge Knight has decided to dive headfirst into the drama. Let me tell you, all the stuff he's feeling about Diddy is downright mind-blowing, and if you thought Cassie's Law was a wild ride, well, buckle up, Buttercup, because Suge's latest revelations have taken things from bad to, are you kidding me, levels now. Just to give you a quick refresher, Shan Diddy have been at each other's throats for a good 3 decades now. I mean, their beef goes way back to notorious by East Coast versus West Coast rap feud that went on for years. Back in the day, Suge Knight ran with Death Row Records, and he had Tupac Shakur as his main guy, and on the flip side, Diddy was the man behind Bad Boy record, and he had Biggie Smalls in his corner. Now Tupac and Biggie weren't exactly besties because they had some serious beef of their own going on. It wasn't just a personal thing. The whole roll crew had a major grudge against everybody that rolled with Bad Boy. Now this feud is the reason that people feel like Diddy might have wanted Tupac out of the picture for good to eliminate the competition. Now I'm not saying that did he for sure ordered the hit on Tupac, but the thing is key D. The dude recently arrested in connection to Tupac's murder spilled the tea. According to him, did he not only call the shots but also drove $1 million to whoever could make Tupac disappear.
There was a radio personality once upon a time. Her name was Wendy Williams, and she was practically burned at the stake for talking about such. And now it's all come full circle.
Okay, so let me break this down for y'all. Key, he didn't flat out say that he off-park on Diddy's orders, that it'd be like putting a target on his own back. But come on, read between the lines. Y'all, he practically screamed it from the rooftops when he spilled about Diddy dropping that slapping a million dual bounty on someone's head in 1996. Did he wanted Tupac out, and he wanted it bad, like make him disappear bad. Even in 2023, dropping that kind of cash for someone's demise is still crazy. So yeah, you can only imagine the desperation back in the day. Now back to the East Coast versus West Coast chaos that was just the tip of the iceberg. Rumor has it that Tupac was setting up to expose Diddy's personal life in a song, hinting at him being on the DLN, and the 90s being outed like that was practically a career death sentence. Diddy wasn't about to let his career crumble, you feel me? So this isn't the first time that he tried to clear up rumors about his sexuality. Remember when Wendy Williams tried to spill some Diddy, went all out to silence her and keep his private life under WC. After Wendy Williams had already started the pot, Diddy was walking on thin ice. The last thing he needed was Tupac confirming those rumors and potentially outing him. And people are saying that's why Diddy went into overdrive and had to shut things down. And fast word on the streets is that strategically planned Tupac's demise during a time when Tupac was knee-deep in personal drama. On the day Tupac passed, he and Suge were at the MGM Grand Lobby with Trayvon Lane, part of their crew spot. A dude named Baby Lane, the same guy who allegedly stole his death row chain on Diddy's orders. A few weeks back, Tupac and the squad jumped Baby Lane, who turns out to be Keffe D's nephew. Fast forward a couple hours, and Tupac got shot. Now, of course, it was believed that the drive-by was revenge for him and his people jumping Baby Lane, but from what we know now, it may seem like Diddy was more involved in it than we know. After all, he had to protect his DL secrets. Oh, and y'all keep that in mind, cuz we're going to get back to that in a little bit. Once Tupac passed away, Death Row Records crumbled like a house of cards. Tupac was the label's golden child. And when he passed, everything went downhill real quick. Dr. R and Snoop Dogg left the label, and Suge Knight lost his place in the industry. So if there's someone out there with a burning desire to see Diddy crash, it should well fast forward to last week, and Cassie dropped the bomb on Diddy, exposing him for being a real piece of work and everything. I just know that Suge did a victory dance when he found out, but by the way, Suge is in prison serving a 28-year sentence for voluntary manslaughter in a 2015 hit-and-run case, and he's not eligible for parole until 2034. Now Cassie's Lewit hit us like a ton of bricks, but Suge Knight wasn't exactly caught off guard. He's been on Diddy's ways for a minute now. The stuff that Diddy has allegedly done to Cassie is enough to make you want to save a spot in Suge's jail cell, just for Diddy Q's folks are serious. Honestly, talking about putting him behind bars, the lawsuit was 35 pages long, and that right there is our first clue that it was about to get real ugly. And listen, did it deliver on this nastiness? Yes, it did. I'm talking trigger warnings plastered all over the court documents, and that was a second H that we were in for a serious mess. Cassie didn't hold back either, and those pages spilled the details on a whole another level. It's like the real-life legal version of a horror film we're all watching with our jaws on the floor, but nothing could have prepared us for the horrific things that we saw in those court documents. The lawsuit started off by revealing that he essayed Miss Venture in her own home after she tried to leave him off and punched, kicked, and stumped on Miss Venture in breeze burst lip, black eyes, and bleeding, forced Miss Venture to engage in intimate acts with male SSWS while getting off on it and filming the encounters, demanded that Miss Venture to carry his arm in her purse just to make her uncomfortable and demonstrate how dangerous he is, and introduced Miss Venture to a lifestyle of excessive alcohol substance abuse, and required her to procure illicit prescriptions to satisfy his own addictions. The lawsuit went on and on to talk about the extreme ways that Diddy put hands on Cassie, left her hurt physically and emotionally, like the time they were on their way from a party and Diddy got mad for some reason and decided to take it out on Cassie. The court documents said Mr. Combs beat Miss Venture repeatedly in an Escalade, including by kicking and hitting her. He forced her out of the vehicle on 5th Avenue in New York City. She was eventually able to hail a cab and get to her apartment in Manhattan, or the time she and Diddy went to the club and Cassie started a conversation with the music manager in the club, and it wasn't like she was trying to sign with the other man, but Diddy got so mad that when they left the club, Mr. Combs Miss Venture pushing her into a corner of the vehicle and stomping on her face. When the car arrived at Mr. Coles's residence, Miss Venture attempted to run away, but Mr. Combs followed her and proceeded to again kick her in the face. Miss Venture was BL profusely and was ushered into Mr. Coles's home, where she began to throw up from the incident. But y'all want to know the most horrible part about this is that Diddy didn't even try to hide his bad behavior from everyone around him. Sure, he went to extreme LANL to hide his behavior from fans. It's because he knew that it would have hurt his image very badly if he gotten accused and exposed of hurting Cassie. The court document says he often left bruises on Cassie's body and face, and to protect himself from getting found out, he would send her to fancy hotels and on fancy vacations so that she could heal in private without anyone realizing what actually happened. She also claimed that he often hit her so hard that he left and welts on her face and body. And going by this old picture that fans dug up, she clearly wasn't lying about that at the time. Cassie fed us the story about an ATV accident in Dubai, and we all bought it. But let's be real, y'all, the story just wasn't adding up. ATV accidents don't do all that.